What's up, everybody? So it's my 40th birthday today, and a few weeks ago, I put a post on my Facebook asking my friends and family to leave me some questions in the comments below, some things that they might want to know about me, or some things that they thought that you guys might find interesting, and so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna answer their questions and make a little video for you guys, and here goes nothing. So let's see what we got. My friend Al, that owns the barbershop I go to down in Miami, Next Level Barbershop, he asked me how long have I been doing my art. Pretty much, I've always been a creative person. I always enjoyed painting and drawing and just different forms of creativity. I finished all my high school credits in my junior year. So my senior year, the only classes that I had to take was like a little bit of English, and then I had a lot of free time, so I was allowed to do electives. In Massachusetts, you have to go to school for 4 years, even if you finish your credits in three. So I had a lot of spare time where I focused on music and art, and I always just did it for fun. The art classes would be going on, and I would be off to the side painting, doing my own thing. And when I got my own apartment, I decided that I would keep on painting because it was something I loved. And eventually, people asked me if they could buy my stuff, which was great because suddenly I had a way of making money that was also something that I loved doing. So I think painting and art will always be a big part of my life, as well as other forms of creativity. But yeah, pretty much my whole life I've been painting and drawing. But once I got out of high school when I was 18, I started taking it more serious and just kind of experimenting with different mediums and trying out different techniques. And Al also asked me, what is the purpose of life? Ooh, when I figure it out, I'll definitely let you know. But I think one of the purposes of life is to seek the answer to that question, to always ask yourself, what can I do besides just getting through the day and getting through the week and paying bills and doing the routine. I think it's important for people to examine the bigger questions. How can I make an impact in other people's lives? How can I lift up people that might not be as fortunate as I am? Am I being the best family member I can be? Am I being the best friend that I can be? Am I making the planet a healthier place or not? I think part of the purpose of life is to take yourself just out of the daily equation and look for answers for the bigger questions. And if you don't like the answers, you got to keep working at it, man. Keep trying to be a better, newer version of yourself, and just always seek progression and evolution in your life and in your relationships and in your career. And I have a tattoo on my wrist. It's a Japanese word. It's pronounced ikigai, and that's basically the intersection of different aspects of your life, what you enjoy doing, what you can make money at, what the world needs, what brings you happiness, where all these things intersect as your ikigai. And I got that tattoo to remind myself when I see it, not get caught up in just the day-to-day operations of life, and to really seek, to fulfill my potential during my lifetime. So I don't think that's necessarily a destination where you ever get there, but I think as long as you're looking forward and putting your energy into it, that's a good thing. And also, I think the experiences that we have in this lifetime, in this world, um, you know, get relayed back into the energy and the intelligence that kind of connects us all, whether you call that God or whatever kind of spirituality or science that you believe in. They really kind of intertwine, and I think that through evolution and through the cycle of birth and life and death, that we all have energy in us that changes throughout the course of our life and takes on different qualities of us, and that we return that back to the source, and I think that's also the purpose of our life. All right. Let me see what else we got. My dear friend Genoa asked me what my biggest regret is. I try not to be somebody that dwells on things I regret. I believe that the past is the past, and if you learn from something, if you moved on, if you made a course correction, then whatever that thing is that you regret, you had to go through it to be who you are or to be where you are today. But I mean, there's definitely some things I would take back, some things I would do different, some situations I wish I got to do over, some relationships I've had, as far as, giving your energy and your time to somebody that you wish you didn't, or decisions you made, whether they were business decisions or just lifestyle things where, you go through chapters where you could have taken better care of yourself as far as your health, or there's a lot of different things that having hindsight bias you could do different. But I try not to spend too much time and energy in that zone. I feel like it's like if you're driving down the road, you spend too much time looking in the rearview mirror, you're gonna crash. So keep your eyes to the front, and make course corrections. Make course corrections when you can, and try not to repeat any mistakes that you did. Let's see. My brother's wife, Tuani, asked me, what is the most powerful technique that I use for mental strength? It's a good question. I like to meditate. I like to not always be distracted with the different things that kind of pull our attention this way or that way. We live in a world today where we're kind of drowning in information and drowning in stimulation, but sometimes starved for wisdom. So I try to clear out some of the distraction and just kind of, get to my center and stay present and think about how to make a day or a situation or a relationship better, and how to add value to the different things in my life that are important. Some of my mental strength comes from just going through it, man, just being in different situations that kind of, kicked your butt for one reason or another. I've been through some tough things physically or medically. I've been through some tough things with relationships and with living situations and all kinds of stuff that, like I was saying before, they make you who you are. They kind of give you the toughness and the resilience to not panic when you're thrown into a stressful time. And I think it's important for, when you're presented with an idea or a situation, to have the ability to examine both sides of it from kind of a neutral place. So, things aren't always good, things aren't always bad. Situations you find yourself in, you need to be able to navigate, and there's a lot of things going on, and you need to be able to find that thread through the middle where you can be okay. Because look at what's going on now, with the pandemic and everything. Things are not okay. People are not okay. Yet somehow we have to get through it, and we have to maintain a feeling of safety and a feeling of control when we're really out of control. Control is somewhat of an illusion in the first place, but I think that the situations that we find ourselves in these days, we're learning how much of our lives is not in control and how much of it is just, up to the chance of the universe and of God and of how things kind of unravel. And there's a freedom in letting go. There's a freedom in not feeling like you have to control every situation, and realizing that all you really have control over is your emotions and what you put your attention on and what you put your intention on. As long as you're thinking about the right things, giving yourself healthy things, whether that's food, relationships, stimulation, whether it's social media, whether it's television, feeding your body and your mind and your spirituality the right ingredients. Hopefully those things are in our control. And if we focus on that, the rest of it, we just kind of need to try and navigate through it. Um, so yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but if I do have mental strength, I think some of those little techniques kind of help me stay centered and stay somewhat balanced some of the time. All right, so what else we got? My cousin Luke asked me, how do I feel turning 40? I feel great, man. I feel good. Like I said, it's a crazy time right now. I never really thought I'd be spending my 40th birthday in the middle of a global pandemic, but man, I'm in a good place. I feel good. I feel like it's an accomplishment. I feel like my 40 years were beautiful and difficult, and some of them I cruised through, and it felt good and it looked good, and other ones I got my butt kicked, man. But it all made up my life, and I'm today on my 40th birthday. I feel great, man. I feel blessed. I'm happy with the people I have in my life. I'm happy with my relationships and my what's in my heart, man, and what's in my soul. I've been through a lot, and it could have changed me. It could have taken something away, but man, I feel like a kid, man. I feel just like I did when I was younger. I'm in love with life. I'm not just alive, but I'm living, man. And that's how I feel on my 40th birthday. I feel great, man. You asked me about relationships. Well, I'm currently single, but I have had some great, loving relationships in my life, man. I've been very, very blessed to know love and to know romance and to have it be a big part of my life. And yeah, man, it's a weird time right now. But yeah, man, I know myself. I know that I'm good in relationships as far as I try and make my partnership with somebody the most special thing in my life, and really not take people for granted. And yeah, man, like everybody, I love being in love, but I also don't need somebody to the point that I'll sacrifice my own peace of mind to be with somebody. I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life than have a partner that's not my equal as far as integrity, etc. So, man, for the time being, I'm doing the bachelor thing, but Um, you know, um, I'm always somebody that's open to love and open to relationships if it's the right situation, the right person. You know. You also asked me if I remember when I traveled to Kansas. Yeah, so my cousin Eli, shout out to Eli, was playing football in Kansas, and Luke and I flew out there to visit. And that's a crazy story for another video, but the first night there, we went to sleep, and we got a call in the middle of the night that their father, my Uncle John, had a stroke. And he was still alive, but he wasn't doing well. And he was in New York, and we had to fly back. And yeah, man, I'll never forget that. One of the toughest days of my life. I loved your dad very much, and he was somebody very special to me. And I definitely miss him. But he's watching over us, man. He's got our back, and that's how I feel about all my family and friends that have passed away. That their energy and their spirit lives on in us, not only in our memory but in a very literal sense. I feel like they carry us, So yeah, I miss being able to spend time with him. But I know he's still here and he's watching us. But yeah, man, I'll never forget that, man. Very, very sad day indeed. Um, my friend Nicole asked me what inspires me and what drives me, and am I where I saw myself 20 years ago. As far as creatively, with my paintings and whatnot, I don't necessarily want to portray a certain feeling to the viewer. I'm actually completely independent of the viewer when I am creating. I paint what feels good to me at the time. I use the colors that feel good to me. I use the movement and the motion that feels right. I compare it to like a freestyle rapper or somebody that's just in a flow state where their mind is kind of turned off and they're just kind of coming from their soul and pouring it out. And but I'm inspired by nature. I'm inspired by the movement, the natural movement of clouds and water and fire and the shapes that you see in nature and the colors, the rich colors that you see, whether it's in the animals or in the trees or in the water or underneath the water. I'm definitely influenced by nature on the whole. And am I where I saw myself 20 years ago? I'm not sure. I think there was a big unknown for me when I was growing up. The doctors when I was younger said that I might not make it this far. Now I'm 40 years old and I feel great. I feel like I'm just getting started. This is halftime. But back when I was 20, I was still kind of in the middle of my live fast, die young phase. So I was, you know, partying like a rock star. Sex, drugs, and hip hop. Man, I was doing my thing. But I was also painting and working on my career too. But I definitely wasn't thinking long term. And I'm happy with where I am. I'm content with who I am, and I think that's a good place to be philosophically, as far as just being happy with what you got. And I'm not a proud person. I don't sit back and bathe in my accomplishments or anything like that. But I'm good. I'm good with where I am. I'm good with my living situation. And like I was saying before, I'm happy across the board, man. And the crazy thing is that right now I'm getting medicine that's helping my body get stronger. And it's crazy that this virus, this coronavirus, is going on at the same time that so many positive things are lining up for me. But it's just the way it is, man. You gotta find the balance in the middle of the chaos. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure if I am where I saw myself, because I don't know if I really had that that vision in my head, but I'm content with where I am, and I'll take it. You know, I love my life definitely. All right, so thank you guys for these questions. By the way, it's funny. I read them a few weeks ago when you posted them, but I didn't really look at them since then. So I'm kind of shooting off the hip here, but it's fun. It's uh, it's very interesting to hear what you guys are interested in knowing. So let me see what else we got. My uncle Mike. Hey, Uncle Mike. So he asked me what would I do differently if I could go back to when I was 20. Okay, so that's a little bit like the last one. What would I do differently? I would take better care of myself physically. Not that I didn't, you know, I've always eaten pretty healthy, and you know, I don't really abuse my body like that. I think all of us, right? You know, I think I would have incorporated some routines that I'm doing now into my life earlier. You know, I'm not quite a vegetarian, but I'm almost there. I wish I implemented that earlier on. There were some exercises I was doing when I was younger that, you know, as time went on, just kind of fell by the wayside. I wish I stuck with that. I wish I swam. I used to be really good in the pool. And, you know, I became a teenager and was more interested in, you know, having fun and chasing girls and whatever. And I stopped doing some of that I used to do. And, you know, a couple things I wish I did, a couple things I would have done different, but it's all good, man. You know, I'm here and I'm feeling good and I'm healthy. So, you know, like I was saying before, I don't really spend too much time in that zone looking backwards. Um, who else? Oh, my friend Claire. She said, "Do I want children? Can I, you know, with my disability, can I produce children, and how many would I have if I do have children?" First, yes, I can have kids. Definitely, there's no reason that someone with my condition can't have children, and those children would most likely not have my condition. You know, not that I would love them any different if they did, but um, again, that's probably like a whole nother video, which I'll probably make. But yes, I can have kids. Yeah, I would love to have kids. You know, I love being around my niece. I love being around friends that have babies and kids. I know myself. You know, I know what kind of man I am. I'm somebody that likes to teach and somebody that likes to nurture, and you know, I'm a provider. So yeah, I would love to have kids, man. And but again, it's like the relationship question. It would have to be the right circumstances, you know. I think it's important who you have kids with. Um, and what else do we got? Oh, my auntie Jackie. She asked me what comes to mind when I hear people complain, and do I have a bucket list? When people complain, I'd say 99% of the time, I give them their space because it's relative, right? Like, I think you mean because, you know, like I'm in a chair and I hear people that are able bodied kind of complaining about everything, you know. So I think it's relative, you know. I think that sometimes I have tough days where I might complain about something, but, you know, a lot of the world is doing worse off than most of us. If you're watching this video on the internet, you're doing better than a lot of the people in the world. A lot of people didn't sleep in a bed last night. They don't have warm food or enough food. They don't have clean drinking water. You know, they're suffering for one illness or another. So I think it's relative, you know. I give people their space to, you know, be upset about whatever it is. And then every once in a while, I'm like, get real, you know. Um, Somebody's worst day is somebody else's best day, you know. And I think that people that complain too much, they lack perspective and they lack the ability to look at their life compared to somebody else from a neutral situation and just kind of just be practical about it, man. If you're alive and you're healthy and you're eating, and you're doing pretty well. So, and you said, do I have a bucket list? I don't really. I don't know. Maybe I should make one. I think most of the things I wanted to do when I was younger, I did them. I was kind of aggressive with that theory, maybe to my own fault. When I was younger, I didn't know what my future held with my condition, so I got a lot of it out of the way, pending funding, you know what I'm saying? Like, aside from being able to travel the world or do some of the things that I want to do that, I don't know. I think I would do more traveling. I think that would be on my bucket list. But other than that, I think a lot of those boxes got checked off, you know, and I'm happy with that. I think about that sometimes when I'm bored or during this virus. I'm like, I'm okay hanging out in my house for a while. Um, I live my life. I had fun, man. I've had fun for a lot of years, and they weren't all good days, but most of them were, and I'm grateful for that. Who else? Um, oh, Ali. Ali asked, "What would I have done if life was different?" I think you mean if I wasn't in a chair, what would I have done? Um, but like I said before, I love nature. I'm sure I would be one of those guys that, took a backpack and went camping by myself for like a couple weeks at a time and just, you know, wrote a book and meditated and fished and stuff like that. I love being in nature. I definitely would be a scuba diver. I was like a fish when I was a kid. I was either in the pool or in the jacuzzi or in the ocean whenever I could. So I'm sure I would scuba dive. I probably would have done some martial arts. I'm not big into fighting as far as like, like a bar fight, but I've always respected the martial arts and I like what they teach you as far as discipline and kind of like the mind body connection as far as meditation and taking care of your body and knowing how to defend yourself, but also knowing how to um, how to control your emotions, um, which I've been forced to do anyway. But I think I would probably have something to do with the martial arts. Um, I might be a chef. I don't know. I cook all the time. I need help cooking, but I cook sometimes 2, 3 times a day. So I'm sure wherever I was, whatever I was doing, I'd be cooking. And then there's little things. There's little things like um, they're not really on the tip of my tongue, but every once in a while something pops up that I'm like, I would really like to be doing that right now. But again, going back to one of the first questions, just about mental strength. I've sat on the sidelines for situations so many times that it lost its flavor. It's I'm good at things not being ideal. I'm good at finding happiness from being exposed to part of an experience and not all of an experience. For example, going to a concert and not being able to, get the right view of somebody else, or hanging out by the pool and not being able to swim, stuff like that. There's um, my life has forced me to kind of find the silver lining in all different situations, and it's pretty second nature now. So I'm sure I'm forgetting like 100 things, But you know, everything that's important I can do, you know. Everything that's really important I can do, you know. I can be creative, I can travel, I can have relationships, I can make money, I can um, you know, hopefully make an impact on the people that are in my life. And so yeah, there's definitely a couple things that I would have done if the circumstances were different. And yeah, I'd be a liar if I said that there was times when I have the opportunity to do something that I can't. Where, you know, it's not a bummer for a second, but um, I I adapt very quick. I adapt very quickly to that surge of emotion when it arises, and I think that's important. You know, I think we need to be adaptable. I think that, especially in times like we're going through right now, we need to find the things that are good and healthy and pull meaning out of some of the smaller things in life because, you know, right now we might not be having the richness of experience that we're used to, and there's an added threat to all of our lives and a lot of unknown factors. And I think that, you know, everybody just needs to make the most of whatever situation they're in. Whether you're somebody with a disability, whether you're somebody without a disability, where you know you're just trying to navigate life right now. It's important to find your center and find something inside you that's solid and lean on that when there's nothing else to lean on. Yeah, I don't know if I answered that question, but I hope so. Um, I think that's it, guys. That was actually kind of fun. I feel like I just got interviewed by a lot of people I know and love, and maybe I'll do another one of these down the road. It's actually getting late. I'm about to cook some dinner. Like I said, I'm not quite a vegetarian yet, so for my dinner meal, I'm cooking some Chilean sea bass with some shallots and some mushrooms, and just doing a baked potato and some sauteed spinach with garlic, and then I got a chocolate mousse cake from Whole Foods, so about to throw a couple candles in that and make my wish before it gets too late. But I hope you all are doing well and everybody's safe and healthy. And thank you for taking the time and watching the video. You guys be sure to subscribe and like, and feel free to leave me a comment down below. And if you have any other questions that you would like to know, leave them in the comment section. And next time I'll do a video, I'll be sure to get to your question. All right, you guys all take care. Bye.
Happy birthday to